And so to get started for our first presentation, we've improved our ProAdvisor reviews. We've added some classifications, overall score. What we want to do is we really want to make it much more effective and a useful tool for your business. And to present the improved ProAdvisor reviews, today we have John Richardson. He's here in Tucson. He's a supportability specialist. He's on the ProAdvisor team, and he really loves to help people grow. I know he's one of the first people I met when I started working here, and he's been a real asset in every respect. So thanks, John, for presenting today.
Thank you. We started this journey of strengthening the ProAdvisor profile and helping accountants market themselves to get new clients back in December. The journey started with updating our ProAdvisor profile. We've also updated the search experience. The most recent incarnation of this is we updated our reviews and products to try to help end users who are working with an accountant submit more robust reviews. So when new clients are perusing for somebody to help them, they feel like they're getting the information they need, and they can really connect with an accountant that they think will be their rock star accountant. In the past, we used to have 4 total ratings. 2 of those ratings were overall rating and overall value. Those were a little bit redundant. And we also had responsiveness and expertise. Another important part in the past is the overall rating was independent. So somebody could list 1 stars for overall value, responsiveness, and expertise, but somehow still put overall rating as a 5-star. Now what we have is we have 4 independent ratings: responsiveness, helpfulness, expertise, and professionalism. And then the overall is an aggregate of what you choose. So in this particular screenshot, there's the responsiveness of a 5-star and professionalism as a 5-star, but the expertise and the helpfulness are 3 stars. The aggregate of that gets them to an overall 4-star rating. We've also added some fields where you can add a title to your review. And we've also added services where, in this particular case, the services that they choose align with what you can choose on your ProAdvisor profile. In the past, the services was what we call free-form writing. So somebody could put anything they want, and it made it really hard to get accurate data for the different services somebody's providing. And it just made the data not as consistent. So in the future, we can start using services from reviews for particular services. So when somebody's searching, they can see reviews for what they're particularly searching for. For instance, if you're looking for a tax professional, you can filter by tax professional for those reviews. We're not quite there yet, but this is the groundwork that's laid for making that possible. We also added the accounting software that you use. This is an optional field, but again, in the past it was free-form. In this particular case, we've narrowed it where it's what you can list on the Find a ProAdvisor profile. Again, it makes the data more consistent, and it'll enable us to leverage it at a later time. The industry is optional, but it too aligns with what a ProAdvisor can list on their profile for the industries that they support. The nickname is what will show on the screen as who submitted the review. And we also added, would you recommend this accountant to a friend? Unfortunately, would you recommend this accountant to a friend is not currently going to be publicly available, but we will look to leverage that later on. The email has always been required, so it's just the same. The other part that we're really adding to here is when you're actually looking at client reviews, the overall rating will have the 4 individual ratings for responsiveness, expertise, helpfulness, and professionalism. So in this particular case, you can see what their total overall rating is, but you can also see what their overall rating for individual fields are. There's an important caveat here. You need to have 3 new reviews for those 3 subsections or for those 4 subsections to show. So in the past, we didn't have those same fields. If all you have are the old reviews that were submitted prior to these changes, those individual responsiveness, expertise, helpfulness, and professionalism overall ratings will not show until you get a 3rd rating on the new, how shall I say, platform. Keep in mind, on individual reviews, you will not see the individual listings. Rather, you'll just see the overall review star rating for that review. So don't want to confuse people, but the individual ratings for individual reviews will only show the overall per se, not the individuals for responsiveness, expertise, and helpfulness or professional. Then this is live, so we're a little bit behind the ball in showing this, but it's live. If you go to the Find a ProAdvisor website, we're now calling it Find an Accountant. You'll actually see this in product, and it, as you can see here, it works just as advertised, and
Hey,
hopefully
John,
we're going to get more.
John, we're not seeing your demo there. We're just seeing the slide.
Sorry about that. So as you can see
Good.
in product, this is live. FindAProAdvisor.com. When you do a search, I'm within Tucson, Arizona. This is Tom Jones. When I drill down on the ProAdvisor profile, near the bottom, I'm going to have the client reviews, and I can write a review, list the responsiveness, the helpfulness, the professionalism, put in a title. Services, you click on checkbox where I can choose what they help me with. Obviously, we have the tell us about your experience. It gives you a preview of what a good review would look like. Again, we're trying to help clients identify accountants that they feel will be able to help their business grow. For the tax software, I get to choose what is there. For industry, this is type ahead field. So what this means is when I type, it's going to give me some options to choose, but I can't just put anything because it will tell me that it doesn't exist, right? And again, this goes back to we're trying to leverage more data to help people see results that really fit what they're looking for. Also have the screen name, right? You can put anything you want here. There's really not any barriers that we put in there or roadblocks. Your email is what we use to validate that it's or one of the ways that we validate that it's a real review. Make sure people aren't submitting a review for themselves. And then if I would recommend it to a friend. That's the skinny of it, but we do feel like these changes are going to help make our Find an Accountant website more robust and help us link the correct accountant to the correct small business so that they can help each other grow. Any questions?
Okay, thanks, John, for presenting. We had a few people that are not here in audio. So if you have questions, hopefully they will see they saw the audio slide up front. But if you have questions, put them in your chat box. So John, if you could kindly, for the first question, show them where does that client get to the review page to start entering those reviews?
Okay. So the main page is findaproadvisor.com. That loads our main search page. In this particular case, I'm going to narrow my search by zip code. Once I do a search for my city or my zip code, it's going to give me a listing. A particular person can, filter down based off what they're looking for. After they see a list of prospective pro-advisors that might be able to help them with their business and their questions, when you click on the actual profile, near the bottom of the page of the profile, it's going to list current reviews that somebody has, and then there's the write a review button.
Okay, great. So do they have, in the past, we used to have a link that the pro advisors could give to the people to take them to the review page. Do we have that, or do they need to go through that search?
What a pro advisor can do currently is they can take the physical address. Looks like we don't have one in product yet. But
Okay.
if you take the actual address out of your public profile, you can email that to a client, post it on your website, your blog, so that it's easily accessible.
Okay, great. Thanks. Thanks, John.